Revealing more of your pain might, perhaps, kindle a desire in some to inflict harm upon you. While this is not always the case, some individuals do find pleasure in witnessing your suffering, even deriving joy from it. Unfortunately, such abusive and envious behavior exists in many people, potentially hindering your personal growth in various aspects of life, be it in the workplace, social circles, or even within the family. Hence, mastering the art of concealing your vulnerabilities may eventually become your strength. Picture yourself as a tree in the midst of a storm. Leaves may flutter, branches may sway, but the trunk is deeply rooted in the earth, maintaining steadfastness. This vividly exemplifies the resilience in silence that we are here to share with you. We will explore how to become stronger when facing external challenges. Adopting an attitude that shows resilience to external issues, every challenge becomes a lesson akin to a tree teaching you, as if nothing can shake you. You are not denying the existence of the storm, but choosing not to let the rain soak you and the wind topple you. You will learn to be the master of your own destiny, staying firm, powerful, and serene in the chaotic sea. In this video, we will delve into the 18 Stoic principles of Epictetus, the great and renowned philosopher you may already be familiar with. Additionally, I invite you to engage in self-awareness, where strength arises not from the clamor of thunder, but from the silent light illuminating the path forward. So, in the next few minutes, please focus on the content rather than the usual distractions of daily life. Let us embark on this journey together. Principle 1. The time for listening is twice that of speaking. Perhaps you have pondered why nature endowed us with 2 ears, but only 1 mouth. Epictetus believes this is no coincidence but a practical reality with a clear purpose. Do not indulge in your own voice, instead, listen to the voices of others. Progress in life comes from learning from others, not from repeating your own words over and over. Therefore, starting today, pay more attention to what those around you are saying rather than clinging to your own perspectives. Principle 2. Always anticipate the worst-case scenario. Anxiety often stems from a belief that unfavorable situations await us in the future. Fears of a child dropping out of school, concerns about being laid off, worries that a spouse may confess to infidelity and seek divorce, or fears of other unfortunate events like bankruptcy. The issue is that we fear one problem today, another tomorrow, and the following days may bring different worries. Life's journey not only reserves beauty and happiness for us, but also prepares some unavoidable problems. It is in this day-to-day pressure that Epictetus makes his entrance with a proposal that is both radical and effective. He suggests imagining that all those things you fear so much have already happened. What could be worse? Through this approach, your mind will devise strategies to face challenges and confidently stride forward. Principle 3. Prepare for failure, as it is the only path to progress. We often do the impossible to avoid being perceived as foolish, but Epictetus has a different perspective. According to his philosophy, one of the best things that could happen to you is to be seen as such, as it is the way you truly make progress in both professional and personal aspects. This Stoic philosopher reminds us that overcoming is not a spontaneous reaction, but the result of prolonged and repeated trials. Through mistakes, we can refine something that seems far from excellence. Principle 4. Beware of the pitfalls of wealth. The wealth we pursue often comes with a stain that few can escape. Not only because individuals may emerge from seemingly nowhere, pretending to have genuine feelings for us to benefit from our wealth, but also because the power of money has the potential to change a person, not always in a positive direction. Once we become owners of this highly coveted resource, we may possess some toxic elements that were previously unnoticed. From that moment on, our minds may become toxic when faced with the loss of moral values. Principle 5. Do not be overly attached to a single hope. Fortunately, we are beings inclined to pursue diversity. In other words, there is no reason to place all expectations on a single dream, as failure in that dream could bring devastating consequences. Therefore, Epictetus encourages us to pursue multiple dreams, exponentially increasing our chances of success. Principle 6. Always remember death at the end of the road. This is not to evoke pessimism, but to awaken our awareness that death is the ultimate goal of all actions, especially our efforts. Once we have this realization, we might start evaluating the value of spending 20 years of our limited life saving for a house that cannot accompany us anywhere. When death arrives, just as we carry those items we consider indispensable for our daily lives in our bag, such as a phone, credit cards, and a toothbrush, carrying a small notebook with these Stoic principles can be beneficial. Through them, we will no longer see setbacks as misfortunes, nor will we view life as an internally disposable time, but instead, we will have a more realistic perspective on our existence, undoubtedly making better use of our years. Principle 7. True wealth lies in a contented spirit. Guided by Stoicism, Epictetus has a unique understanding of happiness, expressed through a notable saying: "A wise man does not worry about what he does not have, but rejoices in what he has." This mindset is not just a philosophy, but a counsel, teaching us to stop agonizing over wealth that has not yet integrated into our lives. For as long as we allow ourselves to complain and lament about what we lack, we cannot truly appreciate the happiness we already possess. We lose precious moments of happiness by not expressing gratitude for everything we have achieved so far, which far exceeds what we are accustomed to appreciating. Therefore, a wealthy person is first and foremost a happy person. Principle 8. Embrace humility to achieve greater heights. If you truly want to learn something, what a person often learns is what they think they already know. Epictetus urges us through this statement to apply humility in the process of learning. Walking through life with pride in our knowledge distances us further from true wisdom, the belief that we know nothing about what we intend to learn. In this way, we will view the world with the eyes of a child, eyes filled with curiosity for wonders and a thirst for learning. Principle 9. Criminals are equivalent to a plague. Narrow-minded individuals blame others, ordinary individuals blame themselves, but the wise consider all criminals as foolish. Thanks to Epictetus's words, modern therapists have begun to see criminals as a malady that needs eradication from our lives. The only way to overcome criminals is to refuse to go along with them. However, the challenge lies in the seemingly straightforward path, as by blaming others or blaming ourselves, we completely absolve ourselves of the responsibility to correct the mistakes. Hence, this approach becomes an irresistible temptation, and only those with a determined resolve to overcome it can stay away from criminals and still take responsibility for their actions. Principle 10. Cultivate successful relationships. Ever wondered why we have 2 ears but only one mouth? Epictetus believes this is not a mistake or coincidence, but a profound reality with a purpose. Do not indulge in your own words. Instead, listen to the voices of others. Progress in life comes from learning from others, not from repeatedly stating your own views. Therefore, starting today, pay more attention to what those around you are saying, rather than persisting solely in your own perspectives. Principle 11. Always anticipate the worst-case scenario. One major cause of anxiety and its destructive consequences is our belief that unfavorable situations await us in the future. We fear that a child might drop out of school, worry about being laid off, fear that a spouse may confess to infidelity and seek divorce, or fear that other bad things might happen. The issue is that one day we fear one problem, the next day it might be another, and the following days may bring different concerns. Life's journey not only reserves the beautiful and happy parts for us, but also prepares some inevitable problems. Epictetus's advice is to imagine that all those things you fear so much have already happened. What could be worse? Through this approach, your mind will formulate strategies to face challenges and confidently continue moving forward. Principle 12. Prepare for failure, as it is the only path to progress. We pursue the impossible to avoid being perceived as foolish. However, Epictetus has a radically different perspective. According to his philosophy, being seen as such might be one of the best things that could happen to you because it is the way you truly make progress in both your professional and personal life. The Stoic philosopher reminds us that overcoming is not a spontaneous reaction, but the result of prolonged and repeated trials. Through mistakes, we can refine something that seems far from excellence. Principle 13. Don't be burdened by hatred, let it go easily. Your breadth exceeds those who criticize, scorn, or even discriminate against you, surpassing them completely. Therefore, it's not worth wasting precious time hating these people, as they are not even worth appearing in your thoughts. We are encouraged not to fear those who try to harm us, as this noise is just a manifestation of regrettable attempts against you. So, easily ignore it and make yourself immune to it. Principle 14. Pursue the path of simplicity. Why choose a simple life, especially in today's world filled with various luxuries? The answer is more straightforward and reasonable than you might imagine. Wealth is not self-sustaining. It requires continuous commitment and a significant daily effort to maintain the system of luxuries and wealth. In contrast, choosing a simple lifestyle frees us from the pressure of dealing with bills, loans, and credit card due dates. Principle 15. Words and actions remain unshaken. Master your life. When you allow the words and actions of others to affect your inner self, you are essentially relinquishing control of your life. Anyone who can make you angry becomes your master, but that person can only make you angry if you allow yourself to be disturbed by them. Epictetus makes us understand that deep within us, there are many keys, some leading us to happiness, while others directly guide us towards emotional destruction. Unfortunately, it is this last key that we hand over to those who make us angry. The solution to this problem is to set up a barrier, preventing us from being influenced by the attitudes of others, as everyone is indeed responsible for what they say and decide to listen to. Principle 16. Friendship surpasses wealth. True wealth is found in genuine friendships because friendships will support us when material wealth fades away. Devoting ourselves to cultivating true friendships will be a very beneficial long-term investment. Principle 17. Utilize adversity to gain experience. Consider whether each of your troubles is among the things that you can change. This is Epictetus's teaching. It is not just a choice to find benefits in adversity, but a responsibility we bear. As long as wisdom fills your heart, you can realize that even in adversity, you can gain some benefits. Imagine a day when you find out you are about to be laid off. Instead of despairing and blaming the universe for being unfair, take the risk to pursue your entrepreneurial dreams while continuing to fulfill your work responsibilities, even working with colleagues you don't like. Therefore, always strive to find the positive side of every situation, as this behavior will accumulate throughout your life and undoubtedly take you farther than those who only complain. Principle 18. Do not worry about things beyond your control. You can control your opinions, but not your reputation. You can have desires and passions, but cannot control the extent of wealth or success. Therefore, worrying and getting angry about things beyond your control is simply making a choice to waste time. According to Epictetus, we are asked to cultivate values that we have the possibility to change, but also have a responsibility to let go of things beyond our control and let fate take care of them. Stoic principles are not only highly practical in everyday life, but also serve as a guide to help us maintain interest and resilience in adversity. In their philosophy, there are no illusions, only the application of what is learned and continuous progress. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you watched until the end, share your thoughts in the comments and write Armored Wisdom. If you're a new viewer, please subscribe. Until next time.